Great design ideas for the outdoors from Damian, Farrell. What other kinds of things should we be thinking about?
I love, if you have the space, flexible eating arrangements. Because sometimes, these spaces lend themselves to large groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
They also lend themselves just to a family having dinner or breakfast outside. And so I've shown as an example 2 6-seater tables that could easily be 8. And I did that arrangement on my porch, and it means you can put them together or separate them.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, last weekend we had 24 kids for a formal sit-down dinner for prom, for Skyline.
I saw photos on Facebook.
Yes.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful. So there we took 3 of our porch tables,
Mm-hmm.
put them all together, and sat everyone around those tables, and then filled the tables with flowers and everything blue, Skyline blue.
How lovely.
And that worked great. Or we can have one little table and just
Mm-hmm.
the 3 of us left, or if our one of the kids is home, we can make a more intimate group. So I love the flexibility of those light tables. The materials now hold up so well. I love umbrellas, not just for their aesthetic, but I love they create an intimacy over a table,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it makes sort of a little room out of the table.
It does, yeah.
It suggests an intimate space. I've shown some fairly nice, that sort of outdoor wicker seating group, which is more casual. That's the chatting area, the glass of wine.
I was just going to say that's perfect to sit with friends and talk.
And talk.
And
Yes.
it looks like you have something in the middle there. I don't know if it's a
I
table
just have
or a
I
fire.
just have a low
Okay.
coffee table. Now, again, this is one where a lot of people are putting a group around a fire pit. So what I'm showing is a large coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could very easily be one of those fire pits that you
Mm-hmm.
purchase. I just, I've never actually sat around one of those, to be honest, to experience as to whether the flame is a disruption more than anything else. And if you're sitting out in the summertime, do I really need something to warm me up?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, in the fall, great.
Yeah, right.
But I know that they're designed, that they're adaptable. You can put a lid on it, and then it just becomes a coffee table.
Right.
But I love sectional furniture outside. I think the casualness of it, you can take a nap on it, you can put a few more people. It's not just chairs.
Right.
So I think that works really well.
It looks like a mini living room.
Yeah, it does.
Outdoors.
Yeah. And now you can get the furniture that stands up to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
The fabrics, Sunbrella fabrics are fantastic. Free plug for Sunbrella. But they don't mold. The color range is incredible. You just wipe them down.
Right.
So we've sort of incorporated a number of different ideas and elements all into one design. But I think what it does, it creates really a living room outside. You can cook, you can eat, you can dine. We've got a couple of chaise lounges that we've got out here as well, where you can lie in the sun, read, move it, roll it around, put it in the shade. So that's what I wanted to do here, was illustrate how these things can all be integrated.
And no matter what size house you have, always think about your outdoor space as an
Absolutely.
extension of your living area.
Yes.
It just broadens your horizons.
Completely.
And I think for those of you that get a little bit, you're inside your small house and you've got a big family, this just helps with all of that. And think about ways that you can incorporate some of these design ideas into your own backyard, no matter what it looks like right now.
I mean, I've seen so many little urban, what I call pocket gardens.
Yeah.
And just a tiny water feature, a well-placed tree that's decorative, a dogwood, a small French cafe table. Just the little things that provide richness and layering and delight.
And delight. That's what it adds to your house.
Delight.
There's one woman who has an apartment, a balcony apartment in Ypsilanti. When I drive by it, it's on Gulfside. She decorates it all the time for whatever holiday it is. But she's got a little table out there, and I think to myself, look how she's made her little home. She's made that an extension of her apartment.
Of her living space.
Right.
Yeah.
It does not have to be a big mansion.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just the loveliness of getting outside and being able to relax.
It's about the detail, too.
It is.
And the layering and everything you've put together.
Everything.
Design. It plays such an important part of our life. Next week, we're going to stay in the outdoor mode in a way.
We are.
We're going to be talking with Bob Clark, who is with Four Seasons Sunrooms.
Right.
And talk a little bit more about this idea of how you put together a sunroom and whether it's...
Yeah, and also incorporating some of the discussions about screen porches.
Right.
I have ideas about screen porches, so what's the difference between what Bob does, what we regard as screen porches, the concept that I have to deal with, a lot of people asking for the so-called 3 seasons room.
Right.
What does that mean? How have I seen those work? So, next week is an interesting extension of taking what we're showing here is very much outdoors and starting to look at half outdoors or half indoors.
Right.
I don't know which way you'd sort of define it. But no, so that'll be an interesting discussion next week.
And again, extending your living space, making it fun for you and your family, and your guests that you have over as well.
And the guests, yeah.
Thank you so much, Damian Farrell from
Thank
Damian
you.
Farrell Design Group on the Lucy Ann Lance Show each Saturday here. We are Ann Arbor's Talk Station, 1290 WLBY.